I never could have gotten him out of there. I'm not physical. My strength is up here. I mean, I had all the pieces. I had the answers, but I didn't know how to make them. Listen, you gave me that. I gave you nothing. You showed me what was possible. You showed me all it takes is fear and a little focused violence. You inspired me. Out of your goddamn mind.
Welcome back to our Humble San Diego podcast. We are your hosts, the Swann and Ryan Jiminez, and thank you for tuning in to episode 279, Unmasking the Truth. As a podcast based out of San Diego, it seemed only right to pick something fitting for this week. So our own Ryan chose to chat about a little film that was released earlier this year called The Batman. But before we dive deeper into director Matt Reeves' take on the Caped Crusader, let's warm up a bit, shall we? What's up, Ryan? How are you, man?
What's up? How's it going?
Good. Thank you for making time to do this show. Very excited.
Hell yeah. Let's get it.
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the Money.
All right, so, of course, pop culture news. Did you want to go first?
Yeah. So, I'm sure you heard that Vince McMahon is retiring all of a sudden.
Yes.
And then Triple H is apparently returning as vice president of talent. I feel like Vince has needed to get the fuck out of there for a while.
Yeah.
And it sucks that he's just running away now because of all these fucking allegations. But, I mean, you could definitely tell. I know he's had creative control since the beginning, and even through up to now he's had creative control, and you can kind of tell that a lot of the storylines, especially SmackDown, has just gotten really dull and bland. So hopefully with him fucking kicking rocks, it'll be better. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I agree with you that I feel like his time, he was running on borrowed time for a while now. And, it's no coincidence that we're, like we talked about, I think, in the last show or last couple shows, that all of a sudden, Raw's going to the TV, was it 14?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just hope that just the WWE in general gets better as far as their storylines and what they're able to do and kind of push the envelope and be able to really compete with the other brands as far as entertainment wise,
Yeah, for sure. It's a little. I mean, I still pay attention to Mondays and Thursdays, and obviously the pay-per-views. But yeah, it's much needed, I think. But yeah, what else? Let's see. So I know you've heard about this, but I know we've talked about off air, but Rob Zombie's The Munsters coming to Netflix on September 27th. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about The Munsters in general? Because I don't think we've talked about it.
Yeah, the last show that you were on, where it was me, you, and James. We never got to talk about that new trailer, full length trailer for The Munsters. The new Rob Zombie film. It's a family film. Not too into it. It's not so much that it's The Munsters, because I actually love that show, but just the aesthetic and the kind of, I don't know, the way that it was just shot, and I don't know. I don't understand. I don't see the vision, It seems like he does have a lot of loyal followers on it, and a lot of people seem stoked about it. I know it's being released pretty soon on Blu-ray too. It's having a physical release, and then I found out recently that it was done under some banner for Universal Pictures that are specifically for direct to video, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah. So I guess like that, the Twitter that you sent me the other day, where he went online and Zombie was saying how it was always meant to be direct to video and blah blah blah, or streaming to Netflix. I don't think Netflix buying it means that it's shitty, but I do think that it doesn't look very promising as far as the standard for a Rob Zombie film, in my opinion. What about you?
I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, I love Zombie and I love the monsters. It just doesn't, like, I was super stoked to hear that he was doing it, and then to hear that he was like kind of going the PG route, which is insane for him to do. So I was super hyped, and then that first trailer dropped, and it just, I get where he's coming from, trying to keep that same kind of like charm as the first one, and kind of how it was just kind of goofy and wacky, but yeah, man, I'm not feeling it too much. And plus, and two, like, I know this is like his, like, one of his, like, all-time favorite things, and he dreamt about doing this. So I'm curious to, maybe there's just nothing behind it, or no more from that tweet he tweeted out, no more of the story. But, like, I wonder, like, why Universal just couldn't put it out in theaters, unless they just thought that it wasn't worthy, and just that's why they put it underneath that banner for the for like straight to DVD, straight to Blu-ray, because I'm sure it's Zombie. Like, I'm sure it would have made some type of money, and apparently like, it didn't cost a lot to make. But who knows? I'm just we'll see. Maybe we'll all be wrong, and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah. It could just, it could just be a bad trailer. And that's being really optimistic, but hopefully it is good. I'll watch it. Yeah. I'll give it a try. My worst fear is just being bored. That's because that's what I felt in the trailer. I was just really bored, and the jokes weren't really hitting. And, I don't know. Maybe it needs to be, they should have done it in black and white or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on your end?
Just that new Halloween trailer dropped, so I got to get your take on it.
Yes, we haven't talked about that. That was part of my news. That's unconnected to Comic-Con technically. So yes, this new trailer, it doesn't give away too much. It's just enough. They intercut a bunch of like kind of archive footage too, very slyly, and it really works. Always excited to have my man Mikey back on the screen, and he's looking, really tough. You can tell that this film seems like it's going more the 2018 route, where it's more quiet and driven, and we get, the opening scene for the trailer is, Myers stalking, and a lot of people, I think, were upset over Halloween Kills because we didn't really get that side of Michael. It was just him going on a bloody rampage, and when you put it in that perspective, I could see why people would have been let down by Halloween Kills, but that's why it was, the middle part of a trilogy. Mm-hmm. So they're going back to kind of the roots to close it out, and it's very exciting. Can't wait to see the showdown with Laurie. I feel like we're probably going to have some kind of twists and turns in this. Hopefully. Great direction. Even the score went back to kind of like the more simplistic nature of the 78. Hopefully we get some more flashbacks. That would be fucking rad. That's my favorite part, I think, of Kills, were the really authentic looking flashbacks that they did. But let's hear what you have to say, man.
Yeah, no, if you listen to the last week's episode, you know how stoked we all are for this movie. I think next to Nope and Batman, this was probably up there as like something I've been looking forward to the whole year. I feel like we've waited for so long for this to come out, since COVID fucking fucked everything up and pushed everything back. So it's going to be awesome to finally see this trilogy come to a close and see how it ends, and if it ends.
James obviously is absent tonight, even though we're doing the Batman, so it's like really weird that he wouldn't be able to make this. But if you're listening to this, man, sorry you couldn't be here. But thank you for sending over your news and a little write-up for the Batman, and we're going to read it for him. And we're going to get into his news once we start with the Comic-Con rollout here in a second. But first I wanted to talk about going back to some Scream-related news. So, as we've talked about numerous times on the show, Neve Campbell chose not to return for the next chapter in the Scream franchise concerning a pay dispute. But she did jump back into character in a new way for the most recent Red Cross campaign, in which Sydney asks for fans to consider donating blood if able. Thoughts on this?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, once we wrap up with the show, you'll have to go on YouTube and check out that the commercial for it. It's pretty rad.
That person in the marketing department for the Red Cross needs to fucking be rewarded big time. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Yeah, it's kind of shitty that she's not coming back, but she deserves to be paid. She is the
that we know
the
of. That we know.
Yeah.
Just saying. So let's dive into Comic-Con news. Big news.
Hell yeah.
Let's start with James's stuff, which is probably going to cross over into ours. So feel free to chime in with anything that you wanted to say if I steal any of your pieces, or if James steals any of your pieces.
For sure.
Okay, so Daredevil, Charlie Cox, is making his first appearance in a few episodes of She-Hulk, which is coming up, and already has a series greenlit for Disney Plus, and it's going to be 18 episodes. Holy shit. I believe the new show, or his new Daredevil show, is going to be called Daredevil Born Again. Thought?
Dude, I'm fucking stoked. Like, I think the last maybe 5, 6 years, 7 years, all this Marvel stuff. I think that first season is probably one of the better pieces of Marvel TV show movie that we've gotten of all time. Those fight scenes are fucking awesome. I just hope that it being on Disney Plus, I hope that we still get that blood and gore. I mean, not gore, but just the blood, the grittiness.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome that they're bringing back him, because he is fucking, like, if he's Daredevil. Like, I can't see anyone else playing him. Just like Vincent is fucking the Kingpin. Like, seeing him back in this might be a little spoiler, but seeing him back as Kingpin in the new Hawkeye series was awesome. So I'm glad they're bringing him back.
Definitely. Yeah, I have to agree, man. Daredevil will really set the stage for grounded, adult Marvel television,
Just that scene, that famous fight scene in the elevator, right? Or in the hallway.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember. Like, my fucking jaw was on the floor. Like, I could not believe I was watching something that Marvel produced. But yeah, dude, super stoked for that.
Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell have officially joined the cast of Apple TV Plus's Godzilla series.
Yeah, and that's something that I missed. That's awesome, dude.
Moving on into some TMNT news, co-creator of the original TMNT, Kevin Eastman, has stated that he refuses to speak to Seth Rogen in hopes to not influence him in any way. In his